What is going on, lads and lasses? It is Vincey here, and today we're going to talk about FUT champs. And I don't mean just FC24 champs, I mean the whole of it from when I got introduced in FIFA 17 to now. And the main talking point is, has it benefited FIFA and how has it affected the player base? So, me personally, I play FUT champs every week. I have been playing FUT champs probably for the past like 3 FIFAs now, and it gives me a feel of competitiveness, like how I fare up against another FIFA player. Like, I normally get 9 to 11s, not the best, not the worst. I wouldn't say I'm a pro by any means, but that's about 50% of my games run if we're doing it on average, which would be 10 wins. So the way I see myself is I am a casual FIFA player. I will only play it to get my div rather than rewards. I just play a bit of champs. However, there's a lot of FIFA players that, if we go back to FIFA 17, played all 40 games of FUT champs. I could never. I really struggle with 30, let alone 40. And I don't know how they did it personally, but those were mainly pro players back in the day, or like big streamers. Well, the first name that would probably come to your mind when you think of people who played 40 games of champs, or people who just play the FIFA 17 champs, would probably be the Penfairs. He's the first player that comes to my mind. But as the FIFAs have gone on, it's gone from 30 and now it's 20, which has also opened up from not just weekend league, but from Friday to early Wednesday over here for me. So it's less games and a lot more time to play it, which is benefiting the casual player a lot, who probably has work, not a lot of time to play all 20 games, which I sometimes play all 20 games on a Friday and I regret it every time. But here we are. So it's for the casual player, it has been beneficial to them, to say the least, in terms of games and time. However, what has the player base been like? I think that at the moment the player base is quite toxic. I think we have got a lot of toxic players, but I guarantee you, in a few of your FUT champs games, you've been gridded on, like maybe the Rashford celebration, or maybe, if you're really unlucky, you've just been playing the game and been sent a message. However, the keen eye amongst you has realised I have missed out a major topic in that sense, and that is players leaving at 0-0 or players leaving when you're drawing. Oh my god, it is absolutely horrible. Like, imagine you're 2-0 down, get it back to 2-2, you know, you're feeling good, you've broken this guy down, like, you reckon you could get that 4 points you really need, and he just leaves. You've done all that hard work for nothing. I know how it feels, you know how it feels. It's horrible. And it gets you angry a bit, or just disappointed. In the old FIFAs, I believe, well, I'm not 100% sure, if you left a draw, the win will go to the other player, which is how it should be. But if you leave, it should be a win to the other player. disconnect. If you disconnect, that's another story, which we may or may not get into another video. But for now, we're on about people who pause the game or just shut off their Xboxes on purpose or PlayStations or whatever to avoid losing because they can't handle it. And it's come up a lot more, as you know, in like foot champs and even div rivals. You never got that in like FIFA 17, 18, 19. It's very rare that you did. However, I think that is because the main excuse will be, oh, EA scripting or EA wanting you to get back in it, which is no doubt, everyone knows that there is EA scripting. Like, the game would not be able to run without it. And it was there back then, it's been there for years. But we've really seen a lot of these in people saying it. Don't get me wrong, people have been saying it for years. I have. Like, I could be a very sore loser at times, and when someone is better than me or better than me, I would say EA scripting, EA scripting. And in reality, 9 times out of 10, they're probably the better player. I'm the better player. But that's the main excuse people use, and it just wastes your time. And then you got people just leaving at 0-0 because they've got on their rank and they've only got like 1 or 2 games left and can't progress. So it's a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit shit to say the least. And I ain't gonna go out. And it's just, yeah. Like, when have you last gotten a feeling? Think about it. In champs, if you have, you're very lucky. Like what I used to do from FIFA 22 to FIFA 23. So for 2 solid years, to avoid playing the 20 games or 30, when it was a FIFA 22, I think. Or it could be even from FIFA 22, and I'm just being stupid. 20 games. So for the first 10 games, I would give someone a free win, and for the last 10 games, I would basically come up against people who are in like Div 7, Div 8. So I would get 9 wins. And when I would leave those 10 games, I would occasionally get 1 or 2 free wins. So instead of me leaving, they would give me a free win. And this happened at least once most weeks within those first 10 games where I left. But now, I don't remember the last time I got a free win with EAFC. And that could be because of my team, that could be because I see TTV in my abbreviation thing on the score line. I don't know. But I just think no one gives away free wins anymore, and it is quite sad. Well, there might be a few people out there who do. Like, depending on the team, if it's a really good team, and I will happily out myself as I might be part of the problem. I do think I am part of the problem. So you can't call me a hypocrite for saying all this. I have, and I'll still do, I will admit, I'll still do. If I see someone with like Drogba, like Vinny, Mbappe, I would leave. Like, if I don't think you've got a fun team, I would just not give you the win. And I am part of the problem. But this goes into my other topic, meta cards. Oh, everyone has the same team in champs, and you cannot convince me otherwise. How many Drogbas have you seen? All those players that I have mentioned, Bissek as well. Van der Sar, even to a point still, Petr Cech. But there's a lot more meta cards out there, or BBM as the pros call them. But I can't be bothered to think of all of them because that's a whole different video in itself, and that probably would be like an hour and a half long. But getting back on track, everyone's got the same team. You know why? Because those cards perform the best. Those cards feel the best. Everyone's using them. They've all got like amazing playstyles. Like, for example, I know I keep going back to Rob, but he is the biggest problem at the moment. You could argue Bissek is as well, but both of them have aerial plus, which from corners, it's pretty much wraps if you know what you're doing from a corner with him. So with Drogba as well, he'll have finesse shot plus, which if you green time it from the edge of the box and score, well, or get the right power, you'll win. And look, this is aerial plus, by the way. You see how Jonathan Tar won that header? Drogba would have that as well. And although it didn't go in at this point, like most of the time with Drogba, if you're unlucky, it'll go in. Look, they've got all these like play styles and everything, and it's just not a nice feeling. You know what I mean? It's you can't do anything about it. And another thing is people playing the same. And what I mean about that is there's probably one scenario that comes up in your head, and that is people running down the line and sweating it. Everyone knows a person that plays like that. You might play like that, and if you do, just have some fun, mate. How can you find it fun running down the line, sweating it every single game? Or there's other ways to score, and it gets on my nerves, it gets on your nerves, because you would lose to a guy where you're probably playing some good football, like liquid football, making good chances, but then someone runs down the line, slays it, oh, they've scored. And with those players, you usually get a gritty as well, at least once. So everyone plays the same, and everyone has a corner tactic. Everyone moves their keeper, which unfortunately you've kind of got to now, because keepers feel, I wouldn't say useless, but they definitely save a lot more. That you can't deny if you move your keeper. So, people move it from corners to like counter aerial plus, and it's just, you know what I mean? You're through on goal, and like you could be dominating someone, and like you would look at the stats and you would be like, oh my god, how am I not winning this game? Because they're moving their keeper. And yes, this FIFA is not too bad because like you got different play styles that can counter it. Like, let's say someone's rushing their keeper out, which is a natural thing in the game where you just press Y, but that is also annoying, and it comes under the same like kind of scenario. Like, if you're on the edge of the box and you've got something finesse shot plus, 9 times out of 10 he'll go in, or you can move it around the keeper. But back in FIFA 23 and FIFA 22 and all that, there were no such things as finesse shot plus. Like, back when it was FIFA 21, 23 when moving the keeper really came into its own, like, it was a lot harder to score at times. Like, you could go around the keeper, yes, but at that moment in time, if you're one-on-one, by the time you move your keeper, a defender might have caught up to you and tackled you. So you have to kind of shoot. And yeah, you could chip them, but that's not guaranteed to work. So it's like EA with all that. it almost seems like they're trying to help us out, but they're trying to fix their own mistakes. And it does get fixed. And the only saying I can think of this is 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And what I mean by that, for the simple lot out there, with all due respect, when they fix a problem, it will cause 2. To put it bluntly enough. So it feels like a loophole, to say the least. And the rewards, I ain't even gotten onto the rewards. You will hear people saying EA reward bad players. Well, we've all heard of the Div 10 pack look and all that. But what you might have heard of as well is people who get 9 wins will get the best players. Because for those of you who don't play FUT Champs regularly, 9 wins is the first milestone in Champs wins that you can get any player from a red pick and not limited to just max 90 rated. So naturally, some players will be getting, for example, in Ultimate Tats, Mbappe, Vinny, Smith, Rich, if we go into my squad, and I'm not afraid to say it, I only got 9 wins this past FUT Champs, which was the first week of Ultimate Tots. There she is. And I only got 9 wins. There's Channel Ugly. So, for me, it does back the evidence that EA reward players who get like 9 wins, which might be a little bit biased, that I do only get 9 to 11 wins, maybe 14 on a very, very good day. And when I mean good day, I mean very good. But if you look at people who get like 14 wins onwards, like people who are good at the game, sweat their arse off to get these players. Like, it's a bit harsh on them, I would say. Like, for example, I know someone I play FIFA with quite regularly, Top Geezer. He gets 14 wins pretty much every week. If he had a bad week, he'd get 11, but that's still 2 player picks. And he will get the worst players, and you could bring it down to, oh, that's just bad luck or whatever, but when it's everyone, or most people saying it, is it really bad luck? Or do your eyebrows start to raise thinking, hang on a minute, they might be onto something here? Because don't get me wrong, we have seen people with like training wins and all that get very good players, but we've also, as I've said, seen players who've got more wins and been gotten worse player picks. And I personally have a theory for this. I think that when they see someone with 9 and 11 wins, that from EA's eyes, it looks like they need the help a little bit. Like, they could have that one player that could really elevate their team to go to the next milestone from like 9 to 11 wins, or 11 to maybe 14. However, when you start to getting 14 wins, because if you think about it, it is competitive FIFA, and it's putting you up against other people your skill level, as they say, which, if they do or don't, is up for discussion. But that's a story for another day, as I said. So, with like 14 wins onwards, it would look like, on paper at least, that you don't really need the help, you are good enough. However, you could argue with that, oh, EA give better rewards to people with more wins, so what's your point? My point is, if we look back, on FIFA this year with red picks. How many times have you gotten 9 or 11 wins or 14 wins and got most better rewards from worse wins, less wins? It would make you think, wouldn't it? So, what are my thoughts as well on next year? Will there be champs? I hope so, because we will all throw controllers now and again. We will say we hate this game. I do as well. I do it on my Twitch every single week, which is Vinci1875 if you want to follow. That was a really cheap plug, but we are moving on. But we will most likely come back and play the next week. And again. Because despite us saying we don't like it, we enjoy that bit of competitiveness. And we want to, kind of like Dominus, we want to show how good we are. We want to prove ourselves. And then we do that in champs. So, me personally, I really do hope that it is back in the next EAFC or FIFA game, with EA obviously parting ways with the FIFA franchise, or FIFA parting ways with EA Sports, apologies. And I do think it, on the whole, has benefited. However, if you go back to 2017 FIFA, and you would say, oh, Lord, there's this thing called champs, it's still in FC 2014 days, competitive FIFA, you would think it's revolutionised FIFA, and it has to a point. But let's compare it to the draft. Which the draft came in FIFA 16, 1 year before FUT Champs, and it is also in FC 24. After FIFA 19, I would say, did anyone really play the draft regularly? Or it could have been a lot better, and that's what I'm saying with champs. It could be a lot better, and some of the reasons that is what I've stated earlier in the video. So on the whole, I do want champs to stay, and the way you'll see the progression of the champs on the whole is, as the game was more simpler, the game was better. Why do you think people call FIFA 15 to FIFA 17, or maybe even 18 or 19, depending on your preference? Or you could go back to earlier FIFA, so FIFA 09, 010, 11, the golden years of FIFA, because the game was so simple. All you had to worry about was what 80 rated cards you're gonna get. That's all you had to worry about. The only special cards that were there were informs, and when was the last time you went mental over an inform? Exactly. Like, it was probably a long time ago, unless you've like packed team of the season, team of the week, sorry, Mbappe. And the only special cards you had to worry about were informs, team of the season when it rolled about, and team of the years. And maybe, if you're lucky enough, you'd get a man of the match. But as FIFA went on, they were adding more promo cards. You could slowly see it in FIFA 15, FIFA 16, when they added like record breakers and all that, which is a great concept. But do they do the concept now? No, we ain't had that. And it's been undeniable that you can see with your own eyes from FIFA 20, maybe even FIFA 19 or 18, that they've added more cards, more promos every week for one reason: money. And naturally, with more cards does come straighter teams, better players, as I'm going back to. And I didn't play much of FC24 this year. I didn't buy it until about 2 months ago. So, and that was at the very start of TOTS where Prem was out. Not even Prem, Community TOTS. So I've really played Champs for the TOTS, Community TOTS. So I am not sure whether for earlier years they stuck to the original format of Team of the Week players. I can't imagine they do, because they don't even promote Team of the Week players anymore. They don't promote forms anymore as they used to. So my assumption would be every promo that they came out would be in Champs. You could probably get a red pick in there. I could be wrong though. You were probably thinking, Lindsay, you are chatting absolute waffle and you're an idiot. Which, if I am wrong, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. But now with TOTS, there's a lot more chance to get special players and all that. And look at when you see Cruyff, Meaham, Sauerbed. Granted, they don't get that from picks. However, they get that from Champs wins. And what is the point? I don't know what it does to your icon card. Nor will I really know for the rest of this FIFA or EAFC. But getting back to the point, TOTS has come out. We've been through Community, Prem, La Liga, Bundesliga, Syria, and also like a lot of other leagues added within that. And so naturally, with progression, people want good players that are red. Because if you see, let's be honest lads and lasses, if you see a red Mbappe, you're shitting yourself a little bit. Or for a prime example, the Fekir that came out. You knew that person got at least 14 wins, I think it was. So it's not only for the player, it's a psychological effect. That, oh god, this player is quite good. Like, is there, and I understand that it's to benefit the better players. Like, you deserve this, Fekir. You got 14 wins. Have him. But then again, why are they adding that Fekir to objectives? Is it to counter the fact that they are not giving bloody better players better rewards? And if that is the case, it's an indirect shot at themselves. For example, this guy's got red Van Dijk, fair enough. He's got that red Messi for Team of the Year. I don't know what it does. Proves my point. I'm just saying.
Hello and thanks for joining us on a lovely day for a game.
As I said, the more cards that are out, especially in Ultimate Team of the Season, because it kind of combines like the best. It's supposed to combine like the best players from every Team of the Season, or maybe even the most informed players across the players that did get Team of the Season card. And naturally, with the best players, it'd be like your Mbappes, your Bellinghams, your Vinnies, who've all had very good seasons. And they're going to be like 97 rated. Like, meta cards that you can't stop. So naturally players want that, so they will absolutely shred their arses off in champs. And kind of like, it's kind of like this masculinity thing, or femininity thing for the female players of FIFA. Because I know there are a lot of women out there who play FIFA as well, as they should. Everyone can play FIFA. Like, try not to get right into that though. But it's a bit, you know, like, it's gonna be sweaty. We all know it. And then it's gonna bring up the masculinity. Like, they'll be like, oh, I scored against this guy who's giving me a tough game. Oh, I think I should be beating it. Oh, I should grit it. Or, like, you could be battering someone, and because they think, oh, they don't deserve to win, which 9 times out of 10, you have probably been the better player. But it goes back to them using the excuse of EA scripting. They won't leave, and maybe they'll get one goal, and they would gritty on you, or celebrate, when in reality, to a point they should probably just leave. But no, they don't, and they'll even celebrate on you. Well, there is no shame in leaving a game, I think. Because if you're getting battered, or you don't think you will be able to beat this guy, you think there's absolutely no chance I'm going to beat this guy, I might as well just leave. There's no shame in that. You're basically admitting he's the better player. But you don't really, you do get it in champs, but you see a lot more of my points as well. Granted, you'll see it in div rivals and all that, but you'll see it a lot more in div rivals. For example, this person right here. There we go. And that has absolutely fallen perfectly. So, yeah, overall, my point is, has Foot Champions hindered EA, or especially the EA community? Yes. Has it hindered the game? No. And that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, all that. Yeah, it helps out with the algorithm a lot more than you think, and it helps me. And I will hopefully see you all in the next video. Goodbye.